Here, let me get closer here. All right. So I hope that your day was amazing. Today's live is going to be 15 things that you should always be grateful for. I think that this is really important because gratitude, number one, we all know that Thanksgiving is coming up, right? So it's November's usually a month where you should really be just hyper thankful, is what I'd call it, right? Where you're not just thankful on Thanksgiving, but really conscious and intentional about being thankful throughout the entire month. So that's number one. I guess we'll do half the month today just because of time and things like that. But this is literally a list that I wrote in about 5 minutes, like 10 minutes ago. And I think that just being intentionally grateful about the things that really matter is how more blessings can come into your life. I really feel like gratitude is something that I see the most successful people are extremely grateful. One of the first things that they do in the morning when they wake up is be intentionally grateful for certain things. So let's just go through a list together. Okay, I'm going to start reading the list that I wrote. Of course, it's like in a in 60 font because of my eyes. No, not literally 60, but it's like 40 font. Okay, so 15 things you should always be grateful for. Number one, be grateful for the fact that you woke up today. Especially, this is something that I'm always grateful for, especially as a cancer survivor. You just never know how much time you're going to have. It's something that none of us can control. Now, we can have some influence on that with our diet and things like that, but we never know, right? You never know what could happen. And so obviously be grateful that you woke up today. Be grateful for your health, right? The second thing is to be grateful that you have food. Be grateful that you have clean water. Be grateful that you can, buy food that you like and go to your favorite restaurant and things like that. So it's not just about having food, but be grateful for the quality of food that you have, for your ability to nourish your body and things like that. Be grateful, number three, for family, right? So some people they have food, right? They have their health, they've woken up today, but they may not have someone to share a meal with. And so you have to be grateful for family and for people in your life. Cherish your family. Don't expect anyone in your family to be perfect because none of us are. And so you just want to have that respect and love for your family. The fourth thing, be grateful for your friends, right? It all comes down to people. So be grateful for your real friends, the ones that show up for you, even when it's not the most convenient for them, the ones that support you and that are also real enough to tell you when you're wrong. So you don't just want friends that are going to be like an echo chamber. You want friends that are going to, call you out when you're not doing your best, or, the type of friends that know when something's wrong, even if you haven't told them, right? So you just want those type of friends that will be real with you and that will have your back. Now, that, of course, is not going to be every single friend that you come across, but you do want to be grateful for those type of friends in your life because they are far and few between. One of the difference between me and one of my siblings growing up is I always had a small circle, and they had a lot of friends, but a lot of those friends couldn't be counted on in the end. And so you just have to know that, because the fifth thing we should be grateful for are fake friends, right? Be grateful for the fake friends that may have talked bad about you behind your back, right? That may have betrayed you or done something wrong to you, may have slighted you when you weren't there, or just didn't show up for you the way that they said they would, or the way that you thought they would. Because, at the end of the day, they taught you what a friend is not, and they taught you what a friend is. And so you have to be grateful for that as well. The next thing is be grateful for the people that didn't appreciate you. Just, it doesn't have to be a friend, but maybe it's that boss that sparked you to start a business, or maybe it's just that person that didn't appreciate you, that didn't see you for your worth, that didn't treat you the way that you should have been treated, because you deserve more, right? And they taught you what you don't want in your life, whether that be like from working situation or a partner. The next thing, be grateful that you have access to the internet, or else you couldn't be watching this right now, because it truly is the greatest equalizer. The internet has given access to information and to connections that you probably wouldn't have had access to before. I know that the network that I've been able to build on the internet obviously would not have been possible, in person just because of its size, but also some of the people that it's given me access to, some of those people would have not been in the same circle, right, as me. And I probably would have not been able to meet them had it not been for the internet. So be grateful that we're connected. The next thing, be grateful for LinkedIn, right? If you're watching this on LinkedIn or whatever social media channel you're watching it on, because again, it's built community, it's allowed people to connect. And just on LinkedIn alone, you have access to over 800 million people. You just have to learn how to leverage these tools, right? Because having access to the internet, to social media platforms, it really means nothing if you don't know what to do. And that reminds me, so on Saturday, if you want to learn how to really leverage LinkedIn, if you want to learn how to leverage video on LinkedIn and be consistent with your content creation, then go to yougrow.club, YOU grow.club. I'm having a 2.5, 3 hour masterclass, live masterclass on Saturday, and you're invited. So go and sign up. The next thing, right, for my entrepreneurs out there, be grateful for the vision that you had in your heart before anyone else could see it. Be grateful that you believed in that vision enough. Sounds pretty insane, right? You believed in this vision in your head enough to go after it, to make it happen, even when people may have thought you were crazy or maybe just didn't believe that you could ever do it. So be proud of yourself and be grateful for the fact that you did have that vision, number one, and be grateful for the fact that you had the courage to go after that vision and to bring it to life, even against doubts, even against naysayers, even against haters or people that said you couldn't do it. So be grateful for that. Be grateful. The next thing, be grateful for the fact that you've at least made $1 in your life. Because if you can make one, then you can multiply it to whatever level you want to multiply it to. You could, if you can make $1, you can make a million. It's just how fast do you make that million? Do you make it over 10 years? Do you make it over 20? Do you make it over one? Do you make it over 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute? So it's just a matter. The way that I see, the way that it helped me shift my mindset about money. I don't know if this is going to be helpful for anyone else, right? Is like I started to see money kind of like a scorecard for helping people. So I just completely shifted my focus. I knew that, okay, it wasn't about making, $1 million. It was about helping 1 million people. And money is just a scorecard for how many people you help and how effective, how much you help that person and how effective you are at helping that person. So that's what helped me. I don't know if that will help anybody else, but if it does help you, put yes in the comments. And if you are watching this live right now, I totally forgot to mention this as well. But if you are watching this live right now, then put live or grow in the comments. I would love to follow you, love to connect with you. I've been trying to follow every single person that says live that I know was live because, I'll check it immediately after this. And if you comment after, you'll probably miss it. So definitely do that. Be grateful, the next thing, for your ability to speak, because you can start a conversation with anyone. You're just one conversation, one connection, one deal, one opportunity away from a completely different perspective, from a completely different way of thinking, from a completely different, the beginning of a completely different life and business. So be grateful for your ability to literally start a conversation with anyone. Be grateful for your ability to learn every single day, right? Be grateful for your ability to have access to so much information where you can learn and to people where maybe they could hold you accountable. And accountability is something I'm going to talk about in the masterclass on Saturday. So it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only live. There will not be a replay. Each single masterclass is different. The event is never repeated again. The reason why I don't do replays is because I want people who really prioritize learning to be there. If it's important to you, you'll be there. If it's kind of important to you, you'll let 10 million other things come up and you won't be there, right? You're too busy. So I really value the people. I'm grateful for every single person who's ever made time to be on these master classes, because it shows and proves that learning is important to you and that you take action. You don't just talk about it. So be grateful for your ability to learn, especially if you want to learn on Saturday, go to yougrow.club. Next thing, be grateful for the hard times you have survived, right? We've all been through dark times. We've all been, we've all had lows. I saw this picture on Facebook and people were like laughing at it. That's why it went viral, because a gentleman was washing his bike like in a car wash. And somebody showed it to me and they're like, look at this picture. And I'm like, what's funny about this picture? Like, nothing's funny. He's grateful and he's appreciating and he's keeping his bike clean. And that's why he's preparing himself to have more blessings, right? If you don't appreciate and be grateful for what you have, if you don't appreciate and be grateful for your apartment, I don't care if it's a 300 square foot apartment, then how are you going to appreciate and be grateful for a mansion, right? If you don't be grateful and appreciate the business that's making you $3,000 a month, how are you going to be grateful and appreciate the business that makes you $30,000 a month, $80,000 a month, $300,000 a month, $3 million a month, right? $30 million a month. If you don't appreciate what you have, who you have, and what you know, and by appreciating what you know, especially, it's putting it into action. If you appreciate what you know, you take action on it. If you don't appreciate what you know, you'll just talk about it. You'll think about it. I know people that have been writing a book for 10 years. I still don't see the book, right? So be grateful. Be grateful for the action takers in your life because they're leading the way and not just talking about it. So be grateful for the hard times you've survived because they give you strength. God gives this toughest battles to the strongest people. And I really believe that. And be grateful for it because you survived a tough time and now you can serve as inspiration to other people who are going through what you survive right now. I'm grateful that I went through times where I was on welfare on food stamps because I can look back and now I could truly help people that are in that position get to at least where I am today or much further. And I already have. One of those people being Shara Ruffin. She went from food stamps 12 months ago to making over 100K today in a year. Okay. So be grateful for that because you don't know if you don't do it, right? If you don't get out of that hard time and make something happen, then how can you help others do the same? It's not just about you. Be grateful for clients, every single one of them. I pray, our clients don't know this. I pray for them. I pray at night and I'm just like, thank God for all of our clients because they're people who believed in us enough to give us the opportunity to serve them. And I want to see every single one of them succeed far more than they even believe, far more than they probably see themselves succeeding. And so be grateful that they gave you the opportunity to serve them. I can't stand it when business owners are like, I have to go talk to my clients. It's like, what are you talking about? Why would you act like that? Your clients are the only reason you have a business. And so, I don't want to say beware when people act like that, but I don't know why people act like that. Because without clients, you don't have a business. Without clients, you can't prove that you can help people. And so be grateful for every single one of your clients. Every single one of them, be grateful that they give you the opportunity to serve them. Without your clients, you would be nothing. Without your clients, your business would not exist. Same goes for your team. Be grateful for your team, for trusting and believing in the vision of the company enough to help it come to life. appreciate them, you know, understand their weaknesses, help them get better, give them the tools that they need to succeed, allow them flexibility to live a fulfilling life, place them in positions where their zone of genius is elevated, and have hard conversations with them sometimes. Care enough to do that. Be grateful for your mentors, for them seeing in you what others couldn't, for believing in you more than you maybe even believed in yourself. And that means a lot to me. Sometimes all we need is one person, the right person, to believe in us and to kind of show us a vision 100 times bigger than we ever could imagine. Sometimes we just need someone to see that we're a diamond in the rough. But for that to happen, you need to show up. People always say, "Oh, I'm looking for a mentor," but they don't show up with excellence even in where they are today. So be grateful for your mentors for seeing in you what others couldn't, for believing in you more than you believe in yourself, for helping you grow, fulfill your purpose, reach your goals so that you could then serve other people. If you want to learn this Saturday, if you're grateful for any of these things that I've said, go to yougrow.club, sign up for the masterclass. You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. It's a live experience. There's a live Q&A. There's no replay. It will never be repeated. And if you want to grow, connect with more people online, elevate your business online, reach more of the people that you're meant to serve through your business on LinkedIn and beyond, then you owe it to yourself to be there, and there should be nothing more important. God bless you and have a good night. Ciao.